That said, it doesn't seem as though you're going to listen to me. I understand. Let me tell you about the secret path to the castle that I passed through. You should be able to pass through the well that my retainer is currently guarding. Please be very careful in your journey. I pray that you'll be safe. This guy is the weapons and armor salesman. He has chainmail, a clear or sharp cutting sword, Senzanto, a battle axe, and a steel shield. I don't actually need anything from him. I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't need anything. So, although we can now go to the castle, there's a couple of things that we can do before that. From here, if you head to the west, there is a lake. And it's said that an ancient ruin sleeps there. So that's actually the next ruin, the ruin of Liquid, which we'll be going to. Here they have healing water, power gems. I buy a couple of both. And they also have rope ladders, but I don't need any. So now you can pass through the well that the minister was talking about just now. Here I'm just selling off some of my old stuff. Which takes you to the castle. But before you do that, you can actually... It's not strictly a side quest, but you can do things slightly out of order here if you wish. I think it makes sense. There's a dungeon you can go to, and there's another town where you can buy some better equipment. So rather than move on to the castle, it makes sense to just go to that area next. It seems that a man who seems like he's from the castle of Halif has come to this village. Seems like there's something big going on. Okay, so now that we've talked to everyone here, we can leave, and the encounter rate gets me again. It's really high in this game. Now, there are some new enemy types we face here. This sand squid and the two flaming swordsmen in the back. They're not actually too tough considering. Here I'm charging Bado, as usual, with Mu in order to hit multiple targets. And I'm just keeping Deg and Kreia on a fence. Bado is also useful because it will it'll help to stall the enemy's casting, as you can see here. Unfortunately, Kreia missed there, otherwise she would have been able to cancel his spell. Now since there's only two of them left, there's no point in charging another spell, so I set Mu to attack. So yeah, those guys aren't too tough for this stage in the game. So we'll carry on west through the desert, and this little peninsula here will be important later, but for now we'll come to the town of Kuato. So, as always, this is the item shop, so they have slightly better items. They have a great healing water and hyper gems, and then the most important thing that they have is the earth ring and the fire ring. So the earth ring boosts your defense, and the fire ring boosts your attack. Now, I don't think this is much of a spoiler considering they're on the title screen, but this isn't your final party. So the reason I only bought an earth ring and equipped it on Mu there and didn't bother buying fire rings or earth rings for Kreia or Deg is that they won't be with me right to the end. And then that guy said, "Oh, are you like going to raid the ruins as well?" And then he says, "Oh, you're not? Just by getting this close, what could the likes of you do anyway?" I looked after Mill and Nuke for quite a long time. Mill and Nuke will become more important later. Mill we already know from the opening sequence. She was the conjurer of water. there are rumors that a man named Samnibal is like rioting or going crazy. And there have been towns and castles that have been attacked, so Mill must have sensed something. I hope that she's alright. So Mill was in this town and she left after they heard about Samnibal. Nook's childhood friend Mill has disappeared. And because of that, he hasn't been paying attention in his castle duties. He doesn't have to put on an act, he could just go out and find her. He's such an unfilial child. I don't really get why that makes him unfilial, but Lady Mill has a very strong spirit sense. The other day, she sensed a change in the earth, or in the world, and so she went out on a journey. So Mill is a very powerful female conjurer, and Samnibal is looking for a female conjurer for Lufid. So if you put 2 and 2 together, the pride of this town are the conjurer Mill and the swordsman Nook. But Mill has gone missing, and I hope that nothing has happened to her. I edited out a bit there because I just walked into a dead end, which wasn't the coolest thing ever. The lake to the north of this village is a sacred area, so you can't go near it. Mill is the only one who can get close to the ruins. So like I kind of gave away that the ruins are there. And now in the charm shop we can buy Dill and Amareja. So I'll show you those 2 spells in my spell list. First we have Dill, which is a incantation time of 3, and it's a support spell for spirit, and it slows down all enemies. And then the other one we got was Amareza, which is a solid spell, has an incantation time of 3, and it's a recovery spell, so it recovers the health of 1 ally. The water in the lake went zazat, and so like zoom kind of, and from inside something came out, and I thought, wow, Miss Mill is really something special. To the northwest of here, there is the country of Nuhan. For certain, Nook from this town should be acting as a swordsman there. Okay, so we've done everything in Kuato. So if we head northwest now, you'll see that there's a tunnel which connects the 2 continents. So this is the underground path of Kuato. But here we find Silk. Oh, we meet again. It's dangerous past here, so please return. So basically, we're not supposed to go to the next continent yet, and Silk stops us. Something I was going to explain but didn't really have time after I was in the charm shop is you might have noticed by now, but there are 6 charm schools, like types of spell, and in each school of charms you get 1 each of each type of spell. So if there's solid, liquid, spirit, will, darkness, and what's the other one? Solid, liquid, spirit, will, darkness, and light. Yeah. So for each of those spell trees, there's 1 healing spell, and for each of them there's 1 basic attack spell. So like, for example, Sangbaran is the basic attack spell for Solid. Nimeshab is the basic attack spell for Darkness. What's the Barugu, I think, is the light one, which is a lightning spell, which targets one target. So that's always the first spell, like the first level, which they usually have a short incantation time.